Welcome to the Maine Basketball Rankings podcast. I'm your host, basketball data nerd Lucas McNally, and today we are picking Cinderellas. Yes, we do this every year. We go through region by region and figure out who could be the Cinderella that upsets the favorite and makes it to the state championship game. But first, today's episode is brought to you by Vertical Raise, one of the largest fundraising platforms in the country, now proudly helping teams, clubs, and programs across Maine. With Vertical Raise, your program can raise more money in less time. No selling, no collecting, just results. From new uniforms and better equipment to tournament trips and every fundraising need in between, Vertical Raise has a variety of campaigns to make it happen. Your Maine reps, Christie and DChase, are both coaches who know what it takes to run a great program at any sport, club, or grade levels, and they understand how important fundraising is to making it happen. Schedule a call or email today and see how Vertical Raise can take your fundraising to the next level. And I've been seeing all this Vertical Raise stuff now on, they've been upping their game on Facebook, and just the programs around the state that are raising money. It's pretty great. So definitely talk to them because they can help you raise money for your uniforms, whatever else you need. You know, maybe someday you'll need a shot clock. Yeah. So the tournament is almost here. The regular season is over. We survived the regular season. I'm on no sleep, just absolutely no sleep. But the tournament's here. We got a little bit of a break, so I was able to record another podcast episode. Baines is here. We split this up into two parts because it obviously went long. It went really long, as it, you would have expected it to do. I don't know what to tell you. So girls first, and then boys will be tomorrow. And enjoy that. And then. First off, then, I just want to remind people that there's a bunch of stuff on the website. So subscribe to MaineBasketballRankings.com. It's $6 a month. You get tournament stats. You get all sorts of stuff. You get the gold ball odds. You get a bunch of stuff, and you make it possible for me to live in Portland for a week, basically, and drive back and forth from Damascotta to Portland and live on granola bars and beef jerky and coffee and Airborne gummies. I highly, this is not an ad, highly recommend the Airborne gummies if you want to not get sick during tournament week. I did that last year. I got less sick. Let's say I got a little bit sick. But, it's just a super spreader event. And you're bound to pick up something. Everything's going around, So drink lots of fluids and we'll have a great time. Okay. I think that's it. I'm recording this before the Super Bowl, so go Pats. And let's talk to Baines. Okay, Baines is here, my mother's favorite guest on this podcast, and we are going to do the annual, very popular Let's Pick a Cinderella gimmick. It is 10 in the morning on, what's today? Super Bowl Sunday, and so we have not seen the Super Bowl, so how did you think the Super Bowl went? Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. I enjoy it every year.
Did you like when Bad Bunny murdered America?
It's funny because in a normal year, I'll be so into the halftime show, but I'm going to be so into the game tonight that I may just skip out of the halftime show. So
I am in favor of Bad Bunny. Could not tell you a single Bad Bunny song. Have no idea.
No.
I have seen more Bad Bunny acting performances than I have heard songs. So
I can probably name more Bad Bunny WWE matches than Bad Bunny songs.
Does he do WWE matches too?
Yeah, he did. That's how I found out about him. But it might have been 5 years ago. Now, during pandemic wrestling, next thing you know, he's at WrestleMania.
Huh.
It's in a match.
I didn't know that he was in Happy Gilmore 2, and I was like, who's that? And someone's like, that's Bad Bunny. I'm like, oh, that's Bad Bunny. Okay.
Well,
all right.
In fairness, everybody was in Happy Gilmore 2.
That's a good point. Everyone except for Tiger Woods was in Happy Gilmore 2, which I enjoyed as being one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. All right, so first of all, we're going to start with Mr. Basketball. The semifinalists were announced last night on Travis Lee's show. I was going to run through the girls first because you haven't seen these, so I'm going to read them to you and then have you react. For girls, you have Avery Clark from Bangor, Kylie Lamson from Cheverus, Juliana Allen from Mount Ararat, Mary Allen from Bangor Christian / Central, Riley Mountain for Penobscot Valley, Addison Sear from Matanocook, Ella Kenny from GNG, Megan Mertens from Wells, Renee Ripley from Oceanside, and Maddie Provost, who's going to win, from Lawrence. What do you got?
Um, I still think it's a one horse race.
It is a one horse race. I'm
And,
wondering,
and that's not to slight someone like a Lamson who's had a phenomenal year.
she's been great
Down
this
there.
year, yeah.
And actually, but the girls' talent, particularly in this class, okay, would you say maybe stronger than maybe the past couple years as an
Yeah, that's
overall
a
thing?
really-
I think that's just how good Provost is. So,
And just how long her career's been. And
right.
like how long she's been penciled in as the 2026 Miss Basketball winner.
Yeah.
Like since her freshman year.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, the Ava Lerman of it, I thought Ava Lerman would be on this list. And I thought she might be a finalist.
Yeah, that's interesting. Usually they throw I hate to say
There's usually
throw
some
the
small
schools a bone, but
Well, I don't know if it's so much that, it's just that there's so many small schools and they all vote. And so they're all voting for, there's usually a focus on the voters to be like, oh, we want to make sure our guys are represented.
I wonder if it has anything to do. I mean, the county, particularly the small schools in the county, play within the county, so but maybe you're not getting some
She had a
downstate
monster
votes.
tournament. She had a
Right.
monster tournament last year.
So
All right. Boys side.
she'll win the free throw contest.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Boys side. And now I want you, you're sitting down for this first name, okay? Nolan Ames.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Owen Corrigan from Caribou, Parker Morin from Coney, Mason Wen from Madomic, Dylan Gendron from Sanford, Reese McDonald from York, Akal Maywin from Edward Little, Andrew Oliver from Matt Cook, Tyree James, and AJ Moody.
Yep. There's one name I'm surprised I didn't hear, and
Is
I don't
it the
know
same
if
name that I'm surprised I didn't hear?
Yeah, probably.
Is it an all-time leading scorer?
I think it is. I can't imagine people in Bingham and Moscow are happy about that one.
Yeah,
I have not seen Fisher Tewksbury play in person. Okay,
I have.
I hope to. Probably in the S finals. In Augusta, seems to be a collision course of both
You
of
think
those
they can
teams
make the
being
S
there.
finals in Augusta? You think they can
Probably.
squeak through there? We'll get to that.
I would, one game at a time. They got to beat Greenville first. But
Good point. Greenville murdered me in the Winds draft. Absolutely murdered me. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
yeah, that was the one name. And of course, you mentioned this. And it's like, have you seen the list? And I'm like, no. I'm like, am I not online enough? Or, but but that was the one name I saw omitted. So that's not necessarily.
I feel
old
like
news
if
to
you're
me.
the all-time leading scorer at one of the winningest programs in the entire state of Maine, if not the winningest program in the entire state of Maine, you should at minimum be a semifinalist for Mr. Basketball. Like that's the absolute floor, and I only wonder if Harry Lewis split the vote with him.
That's a good question.
That's the only thing I can think of because I mean, it's like the Belichick Hall of Fame thing. Like, did enough people go, well, Fisher Tewksbury's going to be on the list, so I'll throw a vote for this other person.
Right. Or, I mean, that's a whole mess, too. But, we can't solve all the world's problems.
The voting is broken. I think it's broken. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to give you 3 recent results, and we should rank them from most to least egregious. And they're all Mr. Basketball results. And I want to preface this by saying, we're not saying, oh, this person sucks and they shouldn't have won, and blah, 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 blah. It's just, so they're not even winners. They're two, one of them is a finalist and 2 are semifinalists. So there's, other people could have been there. Number 1, Pierce Walston not being a finalist for Orono. Number 2, Davis Mann not being a semifinalist for Falmouth in a year where he had maybe the best postseason performance in the history of the state of Maine and did not come out of nowhere. And then Fisher Tewksbury not being a semifinalist after being Valley's all-time leading scorer. They're all bad.
I would say probably I would go with Davis Mann. Now, granted, I was surprised when you mentioned this list was now, and this is just me mixing things up. I thought the semifinalists were released the same day they released the All-Star teams, that Wednesday of tournament week.
I thought like last year it was during tournament week, yeah.
So, which in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, that's okay, because then you could pick your finalists out of, after the tournament, before states, or maybe announce the finalists during states weekend. That's what I thought it was. Maybe in the back of my mind, it's a Mandela effect. I don't know.
I'm gonna look up when the voting was due because you'll be surprised.
So, and that's not a slight on the Coaches Association or anything like that. It's just I think maybe in this day and age, where everything's completely digital and instantaneous for tabulation. I mean,
voting closed on January 25th.
Yeah, you still have a week and a half of the season left.
Right.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but.
All right, so rank them. What are the 1 to 3?
I'm going to go Davis Man first.
Okay.
Tewksbury second, and I don't remember the third one.
Walston.
What you said. Oh, dang. Yeah,
I will say I thought Carter Galley should have won that year, and I think if not for some flimsy Instagramming, he would have. But yeah, I think they're all bad, and they're all like. I think I'm gonna go with the Fisher Tewksbury as 1 because you could make an argument that the timing of the voting hurt Davis Mann and Pierce Walston because they announced the finalists like before the state championship game and before, and that was his big case. And they did the voting for Davis Mann like before he went on the tourney run when people maybe weren't paying as much attention.
Yep.
So I think the Tewksbury one is the hardest to explain because like we've all known about Fisher Tewksbury for 5 years. Like,
right.
It's not a surprise. This is not like who, what kid, from where, what school is that? You have in your thing in your tournament history. This is their 42nd consecutive trip to the playoffs or to a neutral
Augusta.
site.
Yeah,
which is nuts.
Yeah, the last time they missed the tournament, like did not go to Augusta, they were in Class C.
And did they lose a prelim? They were like the 3 and they lost a prelim because they were like 42
yeah,
teams
I think
in Class C.
I think that's pretty much what it was. Yeah.
That's nuts.
So,
that's nuts.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe it speaks to the quality, of the talent pool. But
I mean, sure.
But it's not like people don't know about Valley. It's Valley.
Right.
Like if you have name 5 basketball schools in the state of Maine, Valley's probably your top 3.
Yeah.
So
that'd be an interesting exercise to have people name the top like 5. Just name 5 that they think of and see who ends up. It'd probably be like Portland.
Maybe it was a conspiracy that on the voting thing it listed him as going to Upper Kennebec Valley Memorial High School, and people were like, that's not a real place.
Maybe it was like there was one year where like Home Improvement didn't get nominated for any Emmys. Like I don't know why they would have, but because they forgot to submit. So everybody was mad for like 5 minutes until they realized that they had forgotten to submit. And
Oops.
So they're like, well, all right, maybe next year we'll submit. And then they got some the next year or whatever. All right, so let's move on. We're gonna do the let's pick a Cinderella. I haven't had it. It's 10 a.m. I haven't had enough coffee yet.
This might be the earliest we've ever had a conversation.
It is because we usually do this. It's usually dark, and I usually have lights on, and I don't even have to have lights on.
I look behind me, and I'm just like, there's daylight coming out of my front windows. I mean, what's up with this?
It's crazy.
So,
all right. So here's the gimmick of how Let's Pick a Cinderella is very simple. We go region by region. You can't pick the favorite because picking the favorite is boring and it is chalk and it is lame, and you can't pick your school. So I can't pick Madomic Valley. Go Panthers, and you can't pick. Or it's Old Town, right? Are we going with Old Town? Or we're going.
We're gonna go with Old Town. They pay me.
They pay. There you go. That's perfect because then you'll hear about it.
Yeah. So.
All right. So let's start.
I will say, we have our point system. Remember, the points don't matter.
I don't remember the point system, but sure.
So it's basically the seed multiplied by the number of games they win.
Okay.
So if you pick a 7, they win a quarterfinal, and that's it. You get 7 points.
Okay. Who won? Did we calculate it last year?
I think we did, and then
Okay.
we got on a tangent, and then it didn't matter.
Okay.
But
Perfect.
it's like the wins
All right.
draft. It's like, oh yeah, maybe we should keep track of that.
I keep track of that, and we did get, for the record, in the Mr. Miss Basketball draft, Dylan, Steve, and I got 12 of the 20 right,
Okay.
which is it's respectable.
Yeah, not bad.
All right, so let's start with Valley, because they're going to start first.
Mm-hmm.
So boys S South are starting on. Is it Tuesday?
Are we going boys first or girls first?
Let's do boys first because I have that
Okay.
one.
All right.
They start Tuesday or Thursday or Wednesday? Something.
Wednesday, because the Globetrotters are in Augusta on Tuesday and in Bangor on Wednesday.
Right.
Missed
Okay.
opportunity to work that into the schedule.
I was very much planning on going to the. I thought Oceanside Lincoln prelim would be on Tuesday, so my plan was to do that Tuesday and then Wednesday go to Augusta, and then Thursday I was going to go to Bangor, but now I don't know what the prelim's on Wednesday or something. It's weird.
Yeah, I think most boys' prelims are going to be Wednesday unless it's like a South.
Okay,
So-
I got to find a prelim to go to on Tuesday.
And
then.
it's if you look at the Magic Bracket spreadsheet,
Right.
there's a full schedule, and all the prelim times are now in there too.
Ooh, good. 'Cause
Breaking news, most of them are at 6. Because it's easy.
So Tuesday, what do we got? Prelims: D North, B South, Freeport, Yarmouth, Mount View, Halldale, Thornton, Kennebunk. All right, I can find something to do there. They're all
Erskine
girls.
Coney girls. Erskine Coney girls.
Erskine Coney girls. Where's that? At Erskine?
Yes.
Oh, Erskine.
Erskine Gym, I know.
That gym with no cell reception. Makes it hard to upload clips. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so S South boys. Valley is the favorite. Pine Tree is 2, then Forest Hills, Islesboro, Vinyl Haven, Temple, Rangeley Lakes, and Greenville. If you want to really, cash those odds, Greenville's sitting there in 8th. Valley's the favorite at 39.13%, which feels low. Pine Tree, I haven't confirmed this, but I have heard that they sustained a major injury late in the season. So
May have to. Yep. I know someone on their coaching staff, so.
okay, so that is
I
real.
think so. I don't recall. I'm going to have to dig through texts.
Okay.
So.
I just remember I heard that, and then I texted Mandel, print the T-shirts for a regional champion, and he replied, "They don't celebrate regional titles in Bingham,"
That's true.
which is fair.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, naturally, I would go. I mean, assuming they're healthy, I would go with Pine Tree.
Pine Tree
it seems
beat
to be
Forest
the
Hills by a lot, right? This year.
Oh no! Okay, more tabs. Here we go. Back to the heel points. I thought I was done with that.
Never. You're never done with the heel points.
Yeah, heel points. I have a
like-
heel point potential rant.
Beautiful.
Not rant.
It's
but
like that. What's the line in Magnolia?
conspiracy theory.
You may be done with the past, but the past isn't done with you.
Yeah. All right. So Pine Tree, they finished 12-4. Their losses to Valley twice,
Sure.
Buckfield and NYA. So. Yep.
And they did beat Forest Hills 78-65.
Yes, they beat them twice. Only played once. Looks like they only played once, but they lost 3 out of the last 4.
That might be. Is that where that injury kicked in?
I think so.
Potentially. I just
Forest
realized I didn't
Hills-
bring a piece of paper to write these down.
Oops. I'll ad lib, but yeah, Forest Hills. They've won their last 3. Over Islesboro, Temple, Vinyl Haven. So a couple of those island schools. I think, when in doubt, go with Jackman for the purpose
Right.
of this exercise. But this isn't exactly the most realistic pick, just because I think we know what the collision course is
Yeah.
going to be. Valley's just that good.
They are just that good. Both boys and girls.
Yeah, so I mean, Valley 16-2. I mean, they lost to Halldale
Then beat Halldale.
and they split with Halldale and split with Monmouth, or they only play Monmouth once.
That sounds right.
Yeah, Either way. Okay, so a C and a D. So they split with a team 2 classes above them, and split with a team that is way up there.
The
The
media
second
guide
seed
got
in
all
D.
screwed up. I got the S media guide done, and then I
Yep.
realized that it wasn't factoring in S playing against C for record against a higher class, and so then I had to start over,
Yep.
or not start over. I
Ouch.
had to redo it. I was like, this is every year. There's one little thing that screws it up, and I'm too much of a anal retentive person to just let it go.
Um,
All right.
I'm still gonna pick Pine Tree.
Okay.
Okay. So, as my
I am
Cinderella.
gonna go with Forest Hills because that seems like the no-brainer pick. They got a Desjardins. A Desjardins always is gonna score a ton of points at the Civic Center. It's just, I think it's like a law. It's like state law that they have to do
Probably.
that. You know, they have
Yep.
to put up 40 points at some point
Yeah.
at the Civic Center, and then they've got this other kid whose name escapes me who had like 40 on the last day of the season, just out of the woodwork, and I'm like, how many kids are in this school? Like, where are all these kids coming from?
Right. And
All right,
credit
so
to the committee for. Well, I know the whole idea was to get this with schools with both teams in it, which is most of them, if not all of them.
right.
To have them play the same day. So they did a
And
nice
they're
job
almost all back to back.
for the most part. I mean, sometimes. I mean, obviously, it's not. You can't totally do that, but
Right.
at least it's not like the first and last game of the day.
Right. All right, girls. Valley's an even bigger favorite here, 43.15%. Then Forest Hills at 7%, Vinyl Haven at 4.9%. Temple, North Haven, Pine Tree, Greenville, and then Islesboro not even showing up on the gold ball odds, which is not a good sign. Doesn't even have a number.
Forest Hills is the 2 seed. Let me go to them.
I should figure out why Islesboro doesn't have a number. Write that down. Make a note for that.
Okay. Forest Hills 2 seed. Losses 14-4. Losses to Valley twice. Buckfield and Carabec. Then you have Vinyl Haven at 15-3. They lost 3 of their first 5.
Wow, yeah,
and
they're
then
on a run.
and then reeled off their last 13. So,
And there's a recent history of Vinyl Haven doing well in the tournament.
yes.
Their gold ball was, what, 4 years ago?
Yep.
Something like that?
Oh, longer than that. It's pre-COVID.
Was it pre-COVID? Okay.
Yeah.
But it's somewhat recently.
Yeah. Let's see how that would break out. So
North
Forest
Haven
Vinyl
girls
Haven
won 5 straight down the stretch.
to get the 5. Yeah.
That's not nothing. I mean, it's not the hardest schedule, not the
So
toughest
let's look.
schedule in the world, but
So Vinyl Haven lost to Forest Hills. I think it looks like one of those back-to-backs where they stay overnight. I don't know if it was in Jackman or on the island, but
first day of the
both-
season too.
yep. So lost by 8 and lost by 6. I'm gonna go Vinyl Haven.
Boy, I was
The 3
leaning that
seeded.
way.
We're allowed to pick the same thing.
I know, but it's less fun.
That's true.
Yeah. Let's care about. Yeah, I'll go Vinyl Haven. Why not?
Okay.
All right. S North
Boys.
boys. Where I had Jonesport Beals in the wrong place for a little bit. Jonesport Beals is the favorite at 10.96%, Easton at 8.5, Katahdin at 9, Washburn at 3, Shed at 3, Van Buren at 0%, Wisdom and Deer Isle at under 1%.
So let's touch. We can't pick them because they're the 1, but Jonesport
Right.
Beals 11-7. But okay, let's look at the losses. Class C Summoner. Okay, Class D Woodland, Class D Bangor Christian, Class D Machias twice. Then they beat Class C Sumner, who I believe is the 5 or the 6 in C. And then losses to Narragansett and Bangor Christian again. So they're still the prohibitive favorite with that strength of schedule. I don't have the strength of schedule up in front of me, but Easton's there at 12-6. I don't see any losses against Class S competition. So Fort Fairfield, Madawaska, Southern, Fort, Central, Aroostook, and Madawaska again. Katahdin there, 3 seed at 10-8. Losses to Southern, Aroostook, Fort Fairfield, Skank, Washburn. Okay, so there's one S loss. Madawaska, and Fort. So that would be a potential semifinal with those two teams. Obviously, a considerable drop-off between the 2 and the 3, and then Washburn sitting at the 4.
Wait, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at something else. Sorry.
Yep. I like 3 seeds. I always liked 3 seeds. Because even that mild upset in the, semifinal seems to carry a little bit of momentum.
Yeah.
Which, it's a 2-3 usually. But sometimes, the psychology of it. Oh, team in dark uniform won. That's an upset. Yeah. So.
Oh, I have them. I have Jonesport Beals in the power rankings in the wrong region too.
Oops. Well, granted, they were D forever.
They were D forever.
All these schools were. So
I feel like someone should have noticed this before now.
Did that affect your heels though?
It didn't affect the heels because I had them right in the heels.
Okay.
And it's 2 different places. It's 2 different spreadsheets.
Well, let's look at quarterfinal matchups. So Katahdin has Van Buren, who they beat handily twice. Easton has a Wisdom team. Oh, that was the pure tie, right?
Wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah, Wisdom and Van Buren. Yeah. So that was
they
fun.
had to flip a coin but if it had been a tie to get in for like the last spot, they would have played a game. But they didn't bother playing a game for seeding.
And it was they split and they had identical wins. So
right. And it wasn't the weird quirk where the tie can get broken at like the 11th decimal place because of how by rule the MPA does rounding of the preliminary index.
But does the computer do it? Right.
Well,
now?
The problem is that's the rule. It's like not.
Yep.
It's not it's like in the actual rule of how to calculate it is how many places to take it, and so okay, I guess that's what we do.
Easton and Katahdin did not play. Okay, that's
weird.
Interesting. Yeah. I'll go Easton.
That's where I was gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm looking up. I'm rerunning the power rankings right now with Jonesport Beals in the correct place to check something before I say it on the podcast because they'll just murder me if I get this wrong.
At least you are getting the name of the school right. It's a very sensitive topic. It's not Jonesport. It's not Beals. It's Jonesport Beals.
Someone told me that yesterday, and I was like, I have been calling them Beals for my entire life.
Yeah.
So now do I want to change to make them happy, or do I stay with it because I'm stubborn? Okay, yeah, here's the number.
It's up to you.
Here's why I'm going with Easton. They are first in S North in scoring offense, scoring defense, and point differential.
Yep.
And are first in percent perfect.
And they were only basically 2 points behind Jonesport Beals in the heels. So,
right. Although Jonesport Beals did play a stronger schedule.
Yeah, but true. Easton still had Fort and Madawaska and, a lot of tournament teams in C. So,
yeah, Beals, but they're the favorite. So what are you gonna do? You can't pick them.
I'm gonna go with Easton.
Easton has one of my favorite logos. So there's that.
True. The old Cal logo.
Yeah. and I'm hoping to get a T-shirt at some point. So that's really the reason to pick them.
Are we gonna move forward with my T-shirt idea from yesterday?
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Someone needs to design it. It needs a good design.
I just think, hey, block lettering, okay, with a whistle in the middle, and that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think you need.
Okay.
I think you need like an image, like an outlined sort of image of a person.
Okay.
Because there's that photo of said person looking kind of smug, with his arms crossed. You know.
I'm just saying, like property of whatever you said, one of those like workout shirts, warm-up
I see
shirts.
what you're saying. Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe there's two different types of shirts.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a whole line of T-shirts.
Yeah.
I feel like there's maybe some which one is libel and which one is slander.
I'm just saying, I think we could sell the other one to an organization a little better.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
The one that's nicer.
yeah, maybe that could be their shooting shirt.
That could be their warm-ups. That would be great.
Yeah.
That would have been the moment where I'm like, I've made it. That's it. I can accomplish nothing else in Maine high school basketball.
But that's all we're gonna say. That's all we're gonna tease.
Yeah. All right.
Girls S South.
Girls S South. Let's see. Wisdom is the favorite at 16.85%. Katahdin is second at 12.4%. Jonesport Beals at 4.12%. Deer Isle Stonington 1.9%. Then Ashland at 2.2%. Shed at 1.2%. Van Buren and Easton are under 1% to get in. So this is the Ava Lerman Revenge Tour, where she blitzes through the tournament, and then, much like Pierce Walston, she runs up to a camera and screams, "I'm your Miss Basketball," and then, and then that's great, and then that goes viral. But if that doesn't happen, what do you got?
So let's look at Katahdin, 16-2. They lost to Wisdom twice. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if third time's a charm. Jonesport Beals, probably, again, stronger schedule, you would think, just on surface.
The second hardest schedule in S North.
Yep.
See, now I've woken up a little bit. I got the power rankings just up.
Yeah, and I only see one loss against a Class S team for them. But Katahdin still 16-2. That's going to be your safe bet.
Yep.
The two losses to Wisdom were, 15 up there, and actually by 5 down in Stacyville. So that was late, second to last game of the year. Wisdom's only loss is to a Central Rustic team who is the, third seed in Class D. You would think that's your tentative regional final matchup for round 3. For the purpose of this, I still think it will be Wisdom in the end, but purpose for the exercise, I'm going to go Katahdin. And that's no slight against Jonesport Beals, but, there's a gap there. There's a definitive gap there. And I think you kind of have to ride that, at least for this point.
Okay, so I'm going to pivot a little bit here. I'm going to go with Ashland out of the 5. So what is that? 4 of the last 6 they've won, but those 2 losses were to Central Aroostook and Southern Aroostook. So, they're plus 143. Jonesport Beals is negative 39 in scoring on the season, and I'm not taking a team with a negative scoring differential in this exercise. Ashland is 4th in scoring, 3rd in scoring defense, and 3rd in plus minus. And I have, what are they, the 5th? Are they the 5th seed? Yeah, they're the 5th seed, right?
Yeah.
But I have them as the 4th best team in the region. And they've played the 4th hardest schedule in the region.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So they're scoring a lot of points. They're not allowing a lot of points, and they're playing a tough schedule. So I feel like that's going to pay dividends in the tournament. So let's go with Ashland.
All right.
All right, so now we go to D North. We'll just stay with
Can
D
we
North.
can we go all through boys and all through girls, or the rest of the way? Because I'm zigzagging.
I got
you.
you.
Want to just do all the girls?
Let's do girls. Okay.
D South.
You want to do D South? We can go to D South.
South North, yeah, like we normally do.
Okay. D South. Mount Abram is your favorite at 12.89%. Then Buckfield at 7.2. Carabec at 6.7. Monmouth 4. OOB at 1.7. Madison at 2. And then Booth Bay and NYA at under 1. So Mount Abram is the favorite here.
Mm-hmm. So just looking at regional odds.
It's weird to see Mount Abram in D.
Yeah, it's weird to see all these schools in D, to be honest with you. I mean, some of these schools were down there relegation-wise, but that's over. So Buckfield sitting there. I mean, so Mount Abram has a 30.5% chance, according to the model, to win the region. Buckfield sitting there at 20%, Carabec at 18%, and then Monmouth just under 13%. So.
Oh, right. I was reading the gold ball odds numbers.
Yeah.
My bad.
So let's go to the heels. Just check this out. Buckfield sitting there at 15.
Mount Abram's 3 losses to Spruce, Maranacook, and Spruce. So,
yeah. Buckfield's losses are to Valley, Mount Abram, and Dirigo. So, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Carabec's also 15-3. Losses to Buckfield twice. Okay, Buckfield twice. Okay, so that kind of rules them out. But, no, hold on a second. Okay, a 5-point loss at Buckfield, 2-point loss at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Third time's a charm. Cobras. Monmouth, and then we have that gap to Monmouth, who's sitting there at 10-8. Can't fault the team to lose to Valley, Monmouth, to Mount Abram and Dirigo.
Yeah.
Ooh, you can go first. Let me think about this.
Right now I'm looking at Old Orchard Beach because they lost 2 of their first 3, and then been pretty good since then. They lost to Valley, they lost to Wells, and they lost to Wells again. Winthrop down that stretch.
Okay, so they lost to Winthrop twice. Buckfield once. Wells. Yeah, that's okay. What are they strength of schedule wise?
Strength of schedule: Old Orchard Beach 9th. Yeah, 9th. They're 4th in scoring, 4th in defense, and 4th in point differential.
But 9th in the strength of schedule.
Interesting. I think I'm gonna go with Old Orchard Beach.
I'm gonna go Carabec.
All right.
I just 2 losses by a combined 7 points to to Buckfield. Yeah, that just seems to be they've won 5 of their last 6. That Valley lost Valley by 30, but still it's Valley. Yeah, I'm gonna go Carabec.
Okay. D North. Bangor Christian with Mary Allen is at 43%. Now I'm reading the regionals line because we've got it figured out now. Machias at 20.8, Central Aristic at 12.6, Penobscot Valley at 12.6, Southern Aristic at 6.5, Woodland at 3, Guagas at Skank, Stearns, and Fort Fairfield are all under 1% and in the play-in.
So, again, we haven't really got into this here. It really depends on how the bracket is set up. Okay? Right. But you would think, just on surface, that the 1-4 side of the bracket is stronger than the 2-3.
You would think so. If I showed you this bracket in December, you'd be like, whoa.
Yeah. But I think that also has to do with just the schedules. Now, looking at the top, let's say 5, okay? Where are we strength of schedule-wise?
Okay, strength of schedule. Bangor Christian 3rd, Penobscot Valley 2nd, Machias 8th, Central Aristic 13th, and Southern Aristic 12th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I would just think on surface that Machias and Central Aristic probably, those are safe bets that they'd meet in the semi. Okay? The fact that we have a Penobscot Valley Southern Aristic quarterfinal, considered in the past almost like 10 years, is significant. Obviously, these aren't the Southern Aristic teams of old, and you could probably say,
But I mean, they still got 1,000-point scorer on that team.
right. PVHS is the team that you're like kind of not a red flag, but you're like, okay, what's up with that? Let's look at the losses. They are 13-5. They lost to Bangor Christian 3 times. They lost to Mattanocook twice. Okay.
How far back do you have to go to find 5 total losses for Penobscot Valley?
Yeah, regular season, a
Pretty
while,
far, right?
I do want to know, people talking, why did BC and PVHS played 3 times? There were some gaps when Piscataquis, PCHS, dropped their varsity schedule on the girls' side. So they kind of plugged things in, and it resulted in a third matchup. They played that on a neutral floor. They played that at the pit. They played with a college 3-point line, too, which was interesting.
They didn't put down the new one? They didn't put down a tape one?
No. I can't imagine the university would have been like, yeah, dude. Old Town Orono played there, 2 years ago, and I can't remember if they did that. I don't remember now, but... So, yeah, and looking at the Bangor Christian losses, 10-point loss at the Cross Center, a 9-point loss. No, I think those sites are flipped. Either way.
Okay.
Yeah, a 9-point loss in Howland, and then a 8-point loss in Orono. That's a collision course for a semi. When would that be? Wednesday at 11:30, potentially. Okay, that's good to know. I'm gonna take the Howlers.
Okay.
Just because defensively, it's all gonna be about defense. Okay, they held Riley Moulton scoreless. BC did in the in the third matchup. I don't think that's gonna happen again.
I would think not.
It's crazy. Like, PVHS loses by 8 and Moulton doesn't score.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go PVHS just out of value. I'm kind of playing the games.
Right.
If they win 2 games, 4 times 2, then again, if they get past BC, they might win the region. Yeah, I'm going to go with PVHS.
I'm going to go...
Those girls know how to win.
They do know how to win.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan. I have a T-shirt, so they're in my collection of teams that I really like because they sent me a T-shirt, which is very valuable for not getting the spreadsheet to hate you as much, although it has no impact on the spreadsheet whatsoever.
No.
So they say it's hard to beat a team 3 times, but they don't have any data on how hard it is to beat a team 4 times.
Well, hold on. There is. Not recently, but in 2005. Hamden lost to Bangor 3 times in the regular season. Okay?
Okay.
And then upset them as a 9 seed at the auditorium.
Interesting.
So,
okay. So I think you're right about Penobscot Valley.
Yep.
Having said that, I think Machias has an easier path.
Okay.
And so I'm going to go with Machias, mostly for the sake of the podcasting, and so we don't agree on everything, because that's more boring. But
okay.
I just want to be very clear. I'm going to look directly at the camera. I believe in you, Penobscot Valley. I think you can win this whole thing. I do not doubt you for a second, but Jay beat me to it. So that's what I'm going with. All right. So
and either way, even if Machias wins 2 games and Penobscot Valley wins 1, it's 4 versus. That's 4 points either way, so we're even.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. Okay. C South.
This is a whole. See, I forget their C.
I honestly think they would win B. I really do.
Yeah.
They are the favorites, the overwhelming favorites at 42.4%. Maranacook is at 18.6%. Wells at 13.1%. Oak Hill at 4%. Winthrop at 2%. Winslow at 2.6%. And then Deergo, Mount View, Halldale, and Trape are all under 1 and in the plan.
So the first thing I have to say is looking at these teams in this bracket, the winner is going to be the gate, because who has the longest drive? Either Dirigo or Trape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
and they're in the play-in.
yeah. So, yeah. Well, Wells. But
Yeah, Wells.
so
Wells is probably not super thrilled about having to drive past Portland.
Wells and Winslow in a quarterfinal. That's not a quarterfinal. That's a Class D football state championship game. I mean, what do we? Yeah, that's wow. That's funny. All right, so let me pull up the heels. Okay, Spruce Mountain 17-1. The one loss is to that Wells team who's sitting there at 3. Interesting. Marana Cook, 3 losses in the middle of the season. Back to back to back. Spruce, Coney, Spruce.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cody's been very up and down this year. Like,
so Wells playing more of a Mountain Valley Conference, or not Mountain Valley, WMC schedule.
mm-hmm. You want strength of schedules?
Yeah, can I get strength of schedules?
All right. Spruce is 4th in strength of schedule. Marana Cook 6th. Wells 8th. Oak Hill is 7th. And then Winslow is 1st. Winslow has the hardest schedule.
Wow.
And Winthrop is 3rd.
Oak Hill and Winthrop. I'm going to go really simple and really boring. Okay. So Wells is 16-2. The losses were to a Lake Region team who is the something seed in B. Actually, they're the 10 seed. And then a York team who's the 3rd seed. If you have a win over the 1, that kind of gold stars that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Wells. That's, I think a Winslow team in the quarter is a tough, even sitting there at 10-8, but with the strongest schedule there.
You beat me to it again.
Yeah. I'm going to go Wells. I like Marana Cook. Did Marana Cook and Wells play? That's a good question.
I don't believe so.
No. Yeah, I'm going to go with Wells. But I Dang.
Yeah, that's tricky. I mean, I'm not going to pick Winslow. Winslow lost twice to Morse and upended the Beast South.
Who had strength of schedule wise? Who was stronger, Marana Cook or Wells?
Marana Cook was 6. Wells was 8.
Ooh. But Wells beat Spruce, but they wouldn't meet until the final. I've thought about it too much. I'm going Marana Cook.
Okay.
Yep. So
I saw.
I just think that's
Cook.
I just think that's a gauntlet in the middle of that 3 straight losses in the course of 6 days.
Mm-hmm.
So
I saw the first Marana Cook Spruce game, and that was not as close as the score.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Wells.
All right. So
that was also Maddie Grimaldi. I'm saying that wrong. That was her first game back from an ACL injury.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think
I'll go with I'll go with Marana Cook.
Okay. C North, Matt Knockhook. This might be the biggest favorite of the whole thing. 51.5%. George Stevens at 19%. Foxcroft at 16%. Dexter at 5.8%. Caribou at 4%. Callis at 2%. Sumner, Orono, Washington Academy, and Central are all in the play-in and all under 1%.
I don't think it's an understatement saying that Matt Knockhook is probably the biggest favorite within their own bracket.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's an understatement at all.
No.
So
Matt Knockhook is first in scoring offense. They're 3rd in scoring offense in the state. They are first in scoring defense. They are plus 683.
Wow.
which is nuts. Their percent perfect is 96.9%. And for people who don't know what percent perfect is, it's for the power rankings, what percentage of your available power ranking points did you get? So it's a really good indicator of how dominant you've been relative to your schedule. And they've been the most dominant team in the state relative to their schedule. And they played the 8th hardest schedule in C North. So middle of the pack schedule, partly because they don't have to play Mackinac.
Right.
That really lowers their strength of schedule.
Who are you speaking to? Again? Doesn't have to play Mackinac?
Mackinac doesn't have to play Mackinac.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought you said. I'm like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, a split squad. I mean, just put House on one side and Sierra on the other, and let's go 5v5. Let's see what happens. I mean, that'd be fun. There's a team that I think the model may not like, but I've seen, and they're young. But a lot of those girls still won a state title last year. I'm going to pick Caribou.
Ooh.
So and it's just winning culture. Okay, I like their matchup with Dexter. And yes, they would have to be. I'm going to say it. I don't think anybody's going to beat Mackinac. Okay, right. But if I have to pick for the purposes of the exercise, and I have to pick a lower seeded team to win their quarter, I think it's going to be Caribou.
You're just trying to get points here.
I ain't playing to lose. So it's like, okay, I said this the other day. So I sent out our tourney schedule to my band, okay? And I listed all the games. And they're like, well, do you expect us to be in all the games? I'm like, well, I'm not playing to lose, kids. I mean,
right.
I'm just like, I don't, what are we doing? So, like Foxcroft is strong. I mean, they would win their I think they're the prohibitive favorite. A 72% chance to win the quarterfinal over Calais. Yeah. GSA, I haven't seen GSA. I know they played MA twice.
I haven't seen any of these
here.
Teams. What am I talking about?
Mackinac. Yeah, the second time at MA was a 25-point loss. What's their strength of schedule?
For who?
George Stevens.
George Stevens' strength of schedule is 11th.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Caribou. Caribou played 6Bs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Caribou has the hardest strength of schedule.
And looking at this, the 9 losses: Ellsworth, Old Town, Foxcroft, Mackinac, Presque Isle, Mackinac, Old Town, Ellsworth, Presque Isle. So they beat they split with Foxcroft, lost to Mackinac twice, and the other 6 losses were to Class B teams. Now Caribou should still be in B, but
right. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, so, I'm gonna go with the Vikes.
Okay.
So, because all of Caribou will be there.
Right.
The boys and girls are playing back to back on Tuesday.
Oh,
so,
are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the boys are at 5:30 and the girls are at 7, which is also fun because you get backwards tournament, as I call it, like mirror mode, where the home team's on the other side because they don't have teams switch sides if they're playing in the same session.
Because that'd be chaos.
So that's always fun. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Hey, let's make all the Caribou fans move to the other side. You have
Caribou
10 minutes.
fans
Go.
Who are famously well behaved at tournament sites, and always sober.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, both sides will have Caribou fans because they'll overflow the home side. So
right, they will.
Yeah. I still think the reason they picked maroon seats is because of Caribou. But I'll take the Vikes. At least the win over Dexter. Jody Grant, I'm sorry. But I just look at that strength of schedule, and I saw them play probably a couple times, at least once at Old Town. And they're young, okay? They have a lot to build around, Lily Bell, Quinn Corrigan. That core is going to be good for a while. It's too bad Liv Adams wasn't able to play this year. She did play senior night technically. They did. I love these choreographed things where they'll trade layups. So a senior who's hurt can get a layup, and they trade layups. And I saw that in the Caribou Presque Isle girls game this week.
Yeah.
Also, MBI boy started the same way. But I'll take Caribou.
I'm gonna take. So Foxcroft, there are 3 losses. They lost at Herman.
Yep.
By what is that, 14? Then they lost at home to Herman by 1, and Herman's pretty good. And then they lost at Caribou, which can't be a fun drive / place to play. And then that's it. And they beat Caribou earlier this year. So I think I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going to go with Foxcroft. Apologies to George Stevens, who I think listens to this. But I think George Stevens is maybe a year away from making a run, and I think they can win their quarterfinal, which would be good.
Couple shout-outs in this bracket. Orono girls, who've been down for a while, they're going to get a home prelim. And they host WA on...
That's cool.
What do you call it? Tuesday. What day is it?
Who knows?
Oh, my God. I'm just pulling up the
I'm just
tourney
glad
history.
I took Monday off work.
Yeah, I'm going to work tomorrow. I got to. There's too much. I can't afford to not work, considering what else is going on the rest of the week and the next 2 weeks. Orono girls have not made it to Bangor since 2014, where they made a regional final. That is the 4th longest streak or drought in the state. So for them to get to Bangor would be really good for that program. Coach Sinclair and company there. So, it's one of the longest things. GSA girls haven't been to Bangor since 2017 too. So,
it's been rough for them for a while.
Yeah. So again,
I was surprised to see them get
the
the 2. I was like, oh, good for them.
Yeah. So, a couple of streaks being snapped.
That's always good to see.
Yeah.
All right. B South.
Yeah.
We have, I'm going to pull a curveball on you, co-favorites.
Okay.
Granite Gloucester at 39.1% and Oceanside at 39.3%. I think those are co-favorites, so
I'll give it to you.
Neither is eligible. Then York is at 8.8%, Greeley at 5%, Marshwood at 3.5%, Poland at 3.1%, Levitt at 0.1%, Freeport, Yarmouth, Lake Region, rounding out the play-in, all under 1. Not pictured, Madomic Valley. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, that was
16th longest streak of making the quarterfinals in girls basketball. Rest in peace.
Yeah, last time they didn't make it to 2017. Yeah.
2017.
Which isn't that long.
No.
I believe the longest streak snapped.
That was the year. I think that was the year that Erskine and Coney played on the final day of the regular season, and they were both 0-17 or 1-16. They were both very, very bad. And the winner of it swung Madomic's playoff spot, and they didn't report the game till midnight.
Wow.
And I think it was at Erskine, so it was in that, no internet death trap there.
So
you can imagine how stressed out people were trying to decide if they're going to make the tournament. Now we know by 9:30.
And I think that was one of those years where we had weird snow at the end of the regular season, so we were pushed back to Saturday or something weird.
It was a mess
of the sort. I'm going to make the assumption that Marshwood has the strongest strength of schedule.
They've got to. Bring it up. Second.
To who?
I'm looking. York.
Really? Oh, EL. That helps.
So that conference, York's schedule, I think, let me just look now at the boys. I think they're...
Oh, they had Mount Ararat as well.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
Okay. So,
but I think the boys are the 14th. Yeah, the boys have the second easiest schedule, and the girls have the hardest schedule, and it's the same school.
Yeah, and probably the same schedule.
Which yeah, it's got to be the same
Probably.
schedule. So that's
Probably.
kind of weird.
So Marshwood plays Greeley Friday at 7 in their first Class B game all year because they play in the SMAA.
Yeah.
They are one of 2 schools, I believe, who actually played a full Class A schedule. Okay, and they are not in Class A. So the losses. Okay.
Wait.
Wyndham,
Did only 2 teams played a full class? Who else played a full Class A?
I think it was Oxford Hills,
like
who
Wyndham
didn't make the
play
tournament.
Like Wyndham didn't play a full A schedule, or like Portland?
No, they didn't because they played Marshwood.
Oh, right. Okay.
So there's only one school in the SMAA that played a full Class A schedule, and it's the Class B school.
That's a fun bar trivia for you.
Yeah, and I was looking at enrollments from October to kind of project the next cycle. We might have some of the more of these SMAA teams drop to B. Kennebunk, Falmouth.
Sure.
Granted, I think
Class B is going to be thrilled to see Falmouth come back.
Yeah, well, it depends. Well, the other question is how long do they stay in the SMAA? I'm just speculating at this point. I think Coney's probably going to go back up too. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, Marshwood 13-5, losses to Wyndham, Biddeford, Cheverus, South Portland, and Sanford. Ouch.
And they're still 4th in point.
I believe those are all right. And I believe So what? Cheverus, Biddeford, Wyndham, South Portland, and Sanford. The top 5 teams in A. They beat everyone else in A. So theoretically, you would think they'd probably be the 6th seed in A, right?
Yeah, probably.
Actually, let's look at that. 88.2. If they were in Class A, they would be the 6th seed. So, I'm going to take them. No slight on Greeley. No slight on the other teams 2 through 4. It's just a wonky thing with conference membership.
They won't have seen anybody.
You haven't run like quarterfinal matchup projections yet, right?
What do you mean?
That's it. Like the model hasn't run. Like who's the favorite in that game?
Oh
wait,
no,
it's.
right
Hold
there.
on. So Greeley. Oh yeah. So Greeley's favored.
A slight favorite, yeah.
Yeah, that's a toss up. Yeah, I'll go Marshwood. Okay. 47 points a game, 40.4 points against. Greeley only scores 39.4 points a game. So you'd think, Marshwood lets up more points than Greeley scores.
Yeah.
So I'll go Marshwood. We're going co-favorites, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk myself into York. So York beat. Who did they beat? They had a big win. They beat Grand Gloucester, and then I saw them. The problem is I saw York and they got absolutely destroyed, and
at Ararat, right?
At Ararat, yeah, and it was close. It was close after one quarter, and then Ararat absolutely demolished them. And Joe Bailey left at the end of the first quarter, so I think it's his fault. But they did beat Grand Gloucester. You know what? I'm gonna chalk that up to Mount Ararat is just that good, because I think Mount Ararat is just that good. So I'm gonna go with York.
Yeah, that's safe. Maybe next year, next year those 2 schools could play each other if they're in the same class.
Marshwood and York.
Yeah,
aren't they pretty close to each other?
They're next to each other.
It seems. They must have scrimmaged, right?
Yeah.
B North.
I'd hope so. Okay, B North.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is the region of death.
It is the region of death.
So B North. Before we get to the favorites, who's the 10? Who's the 10? The 9 seed is Coney. Coney in the power rankings finished 39th in the power rankings. They're the 9 seed. Baps finished 61st. Oh, so we have a change in the best team to miss the tournament. Let me check here.
I just say, Baps, okay, a week ago at Old Town, played great, okay? They were up 9 with about 4 minutes to go, and our girls finally turned it on and, beat them by 2. That's a really good Baps team. I mean, it's like the Big East was so balanced this year, and it's just, you just kind of feel for them because they have obviously a younger nucleus. CeCe Higgins shot the lights out in the first half up at Mackenzie, and she's a sophomore. Goodine's a sophomore. They're going to be really good. I love what Matt Smith has done with that program, and you look at it and it's like, oh, they're down because they lost Gattani, but so they had a lot of pieces back. There's a good young nucleus. You just got to feel for them. Yeah. It's just, you got to feel for Bapst. I mean, like, if they took 10 teams, a Bapst Ellsworth prelim would be awesome.
Yeah.
So, man, it's the region of death.
So they dropped to 61st in the power rankings, but there's a caveat there. So I added a new thing because, did I add it this year or last year? Might have been last year. I tweaked it this year. So what I noticed is that if you'd gotten a bye, you didn't play anybody, so you didn't have anybody to get points from in the power rankings. And so, like, if you were the 6 seed and you would get passed by the 7 seed in the power rankings because the 7 seed would play somebody, and then they would, get more points. And I'm like, well, that's not fair. So what happens now is everybody gets points for getting a bye. And so it's basically you get credit for beating whatever the 2/3 ish team is in the state. You get credit for beating them 100%. And so it's like 10 points for the thing. So Baps is going to drop a little bit because they didn't get a bye. And so some teams that were 8 seeds. So there were probably some, like, I should probably refine it so it's you get credit for beating the 2/3th team or the last team to make it or something from your region. So it's not the same for all classes, but that I'm too tired to do that right now. That might be an off-season thing because the math on that seems tricky, or at least the Excel formula of that seems tricky. So anyway,
strength of schedule wise, where's Erskine in the region?
12th.
Yeah, that'll do it at 14-4.
So let's do the odds. Gardner is the favorite at 36.1%. I've seen them; they're really good. I've seen them twice, I think. Old Town 22%, Lawrence 15.7%, Presque Isle 6.9%, Herman at 7.5%, MDI at 5%, Ellsworth at 5%, and then Erskine and Coney in the play-in are both under 1%. Because, dear God, if you can win that game and then beat Gardner, the odds on that alone are pretty high.
Can't wait to see how
you can't take Old Town here.
I cannot. I can't wait to see how many people are at the Coney or Erskine versus Gardner quarterfinal in Bangor at 8:30 at night.
See, this is the thing where they should not. That should be earlier in the day. That should be flexible, like Class S. Make it flexible so that could be earlier in the day.
I just find it amusing.
Have Presque Isle Herman be the last game.
Mostly because it kind of protected all of the what do you call it? Big East schools, even though they play each other.
Or make Lawrence MDI the last game.
Yeah,
or maybe make Old Town
on Friday. They're on Friday. Because you have to remember, it's 2 boys, 2 girls. That's how they do it.
They do that weird thing up there. That's always
and this is also more confusing. So it's a boys' first year. So they do the boys' games and the girls' games. The original tournament schedule they sent out, they flipped the regional finals, which they've never done before. Okay?
Okay.
In the most recent schedule, they flipped them back on Saturday with with S, D, and C. The current schedule still up there has the B boys regional final before the girls. I believe it's a typo. We've inquired this. This has everything to do whether if we play in that game, I get a national anthem. So I'm totally biased. I'm just saying, hey, I got to look out for my kids, right?
Yeah.
But also, and there's some merit here. I still think as you know, in a 2-game session, when is the crowd the biggest? Second half of the first game.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So if you want to promote girls basketball, you want them playing in front of the biggest crowd.
Right.
So that's why I still think the girls should be first. The girls are first in all the state games. The girls are first in everywhere else, in all the other sites for all the other regionals. So I think, the idea of, hey, let's flip it and rotate it, okay, is great. But let's talk the reality of the situation here. We're still in 2026, and I think the overall public perception is there's more interest in boys basketball than girls basketball. I don't think that's right, but that's just the reality. So, and I would hate to put in a situation where you have more of the casual crowd leave between games because the girls are second. I just think that is a really bad look. And you run that risk. So that's one of my mild rants of the day. We'll move beyond that.
You and Don Shields should have just like a 1-hour show about that entire subject.
What does he think?
He thinks the girls should always be first in a doubleheader.
I was in the car yesterday when he was calling the Maine women, and I haven't had a lot of time to listen or watch them play this year, and he just makes me smile. He just makes me smile all the time.
He's the best.
So, let's talk about the region of death, okay?
I'm just looking at this 6 different ways, and I have no idea.
I think it's a very simple premise.
Okay.
You pick the best player.
Yeah, I was looking at that. And she was hurt for a stretch in the middle of the year. She missed a game.
Missed a couple games. I think she came back, maybe missed 2, and kind of eased herself back in the situation. They're 13-5. They lost to Oceanside. They lost to a Hamden team who's very good. But she got hurt in the Hamden game.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think she got hurt in the Hamden game. This is Provost we're talking about, by the way.
Right.
Did not play against Morris. Came back for Gardner. Sounds right?
That sounds right.
But they lost to Gardner twice in a 1-week span, and then they lost to Coney. There is an equality.
So up and down.
That's true. New coach there this year as well.
Right.
You have a Presque Isle team that's has been a pleasant surprise. The Curtis girls are very good inside, even though Jan Curtis is she's more of a point forward. They like, it's Presque Isle basketball. I mean, nothing's normal, nothing's different.
Right.
And those 5 losses, they split with Old Town, they split with Ellsworth. No, they lost to Ellsworth twice. Split with Bapst, split with MDI, beat Herman twice. Okay. Yeah, they in a Herman team that they play in the quarterfinal. I have not seen Gardner. I don't know how a Presque Isle team would match up with a Gardner in the semifinal.
Gardner's got a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So
they're a legit 1 seed.
I think the potential of an Old Town has to get by Ellsworth. Because I know those girls love playing each other.
I'm kind of leaning
but the potential,
towards
Ellsworth. Yeah, I hate you.
Well, now I'm definitely leaning towards Ellsworth.
Okay. Old Town did beat Ellsworth twice, including the second game in overtime where they kind of ran away and won by 10. You look at a potential Old Town Lawrence matchup. It reminds me of probably like the Old Town Caribou matchup, maybe like last year. I think Provost and a Depre, very similar when you look at from a matchup perspective. But I can't pick Old Town.
Right.
I'm not allowed to. I think you just gotta. I'm. God, they're gonna kill me. I could hear Heather right now. I'm not allowed to pick Old Town.
By rule.
By rule.
By
and principle.
Law.
State law, yeah. Oh, man. We thought it was Lawrence's region to win, right?
Yeah.
The beginning of the year.
Yeah, that was the clear favorite. They're just what I've heard. I haven't seen Lawrence, but I've heard is they're not as deep as they were last year, but they still have the best player in the state.
I like this MDI
and
team too.
And they've got Shores, who's really good too.
Okay, I'm gonna go on a technicality.
Okay.
I like this MDI team.
Mm-hmm.
They are 12-6. Okay, they are very young. One senior named Norwood. Mm-hmm. I don't like picking against Norwoods in February.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good policy.
And there's two of them because Lily's a senior, Avery's a freshman. Two sisters who finally get 1 year to play together. They're 12-6. Look at the losses: Bangor, Class A; Old Town twice; Hamden, Class A; Presque Isle, and then they lost to Bapst. Ooh, lost by Bapst by 3. Mm-hmm. I think it was. They are not a good. Okay, so Lawrence MDI, 63.5% chance Lawrence wins that game. Interesting. Herman's the favorite over Presque Isle. Yeah. I'm gonna avoid the Lawrence situation. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go. I think MDI is the safest bet here for my own well-being.
Uh-huh.
So.
You're making a business decision based on.
I'm making a business decision.
Yeah,
okay?
That's smart. I get in trouble when I do that. I get people yelling at me at Hannaford, but.
Yeah. I just there's no winning here. And I mean, last time I saw that MDI team, it was at Herman, and that was a great game. They're all great games. I mean, this region of death. So I'm gonna go to avoid the situation of you pick the team that we have to beat in the semi.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for points, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna pick 6-seed MDI just because Norwood in February. So, without really thinking about how Lawrence and MDI are going to match up in the quarterfinal on Friday, but
right.
So I'll take the island.
I was thinking Presque Isle.
Oh my God! I just realized something.
What's that?
So we all know the Lawrence band, Lauren Fields. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's mic'd up. We get a situation. We get the Lawrence band against Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I was leaning I was thinking Presque Isle.
Yeah.
Because they've been on a roll, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like they're maybe a year away. And then I was thinking Ellsworth because they've got the whole thing where they had all the injuries last year, and they've got a really good coach. But I think I'm gonna go Lawrence. I think Maddie Provost revenge tour. After losing to Camden last year in the tournament, her senior year, I could just see her going nuclear. And she's been going nuclear the last 2 weeks. She had 49 the other day and hit 11 threes. Mm-hmm. If she does that, then they're not losing.
Right.
And Lawrence has a history of players going nuclear in Bangor. So
oh man.
There's that. There's that. I won't say the name to not. I don't want to put that sort of comparison on anybody.
Please, no one throw a tomato on the floor or whatever happened back in the whenever that.
So I'm gonna go Lawrence under, as you noted, best player in the region. Ride the best player, and she's playing really well. And she was hurt early in the middle of the year.
Yep.
And if she's not hurt, they're probably the 2, right? Are they maybe the 1?
Probably the 1. I think they flip flop with Gardner, knowing that there isn't a ton of crossover in the Old Town schedule.
Right. All right. So that's all right. So now.
So business decision. I'm taking MDI.
All right, and I'm going to take Lawrence. A South, the other region of death. The more top-heavy region of death.
That top 5.
The semifinal of death.
Can I pick? Should be 6-seed Marshwood.
Sure. Why not? I don't think they would win. You're not going to get a lot of points out of that.
Oh, yeah.
So Chevrolet is the 1 seed at 41.9%, Sanford at 23.3%, South Portland, the defending champions, at 21.4%, Biddeford at 10.6%, Wyndham at 2.2%, Westbrook, Thornton Academy, Gorham, Scarborough, Kennebunk, and Massabesic all under 1%, because, dear God, you're not beating those teams in the top 4.
Yeah, and there's a considerable drop-off between Biddeford and Wyndham.
Yeah.
Wyndham got the last bye.
And Wyndham's pretty good.
So let's look at the potential semifinals. South Portland, Sanford. Okay.
We have 3 defending regional champions in this bracket. Okay, so I'll give you the power rankings here. Chevrolet is first, Sanford is third, South Portland is fourth, Biddeford is fifth.
All right. So let's
Wyndham
look at
is 16th.
let's look at our potential semifinals.
Okay.
Okay. Chevrolet and Biddeford. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They played once. Who's the one loss? It's Biddeford.
Is it Biddeford beat Chevrolet, right?
Biddeford beat Chevrolet on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So that's Chevrolet's one loss. Okay. Chevrolet beat South Portland twice, and who's their other double? Scarb, maybe? Portland?
Something like that.
Something, whatever. Okay.
South Portland lost to Chevrolet twice, and they were both really good games.
Yeah. Sanford and South Portland would be the other semifinal. Okay. Sanford lost to South Portland. Okay. The other loss was
once? Yeah,
they only played once, and the other loss was to Chevrolet. South Portland lost to Chevrolet twice. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Chevrolet is really good too. South Portland's really good. Biddeford's really good. I haven't seen
Biddeford is all juniors, right? They were sophomores last year.
They have one senior now.
I'm taking Biddeford. I'm not even going to think about this. Okay?
Damn it. I really like Biddeford.
Okay, so hold on. Biddeford and South Portland. South Portland beat Biddeford by 5. So if Biddeford beats Chevrolet,
I really like South Portland too.
South Portland Biddeford. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I think, oh man, are we writing off Sanford? No,
I just haven't seen them.
They lost by 17 at Chevrolet.
Do you want strength of schedule for the top 5?
Yeah, give me a second. Then they lost at South Portland by 6. They beat Biddeford twice. Once by 2 to open the season, once by 15 to end the season. So Biddeford's coming off that big one over Sheffield. Oh my God. When are these games? Thursday afternoon?
You taking a road trip down to Portland?
No. But man,
they're good. They're all fun to watch.
I want to go opposite you. Okay.
Oh. I feel like I want to apologize to Sanford because they're getting written off here because I haven't seen them. And there's nothing in the math says that they're not good. But I've seen South Portland, I've seen Biddeford, I've seen Chevrolet. I haven't seen Biddeford this year actually. I've seen them last year in the tournament, that whole run of the year before that. Honestly, those are 3 of my favorite teams to watch in the entire state. Just the pure aesthetics of how they play and how talented they are. I like Mount Ararat's probably the other one. Gardner, probably, teams like that. So I'm between South Portland and Biddeford here. South Portland's pretty young too, but they're the defending champs. I'm going to go with Biddeford under the we are very, very, very pissed off about how last year ended rule. Because did they ever have a terrible finish to a state championship game? Like an all-timer. And the all-time and the combination of we got a inexplicable whistle and we shot ourselves in the foot in the dumbest way possible is one of the worst combinations you could have, with the Depre free throw violation not being called, and then they just threw the ball directly to Caribou. So I'm going to go with Biddeford because redemption tour.
I'll take South Portland. Mostly because if I were to guess, I think Biddeford beats Chevers in the semi, and I think South Portland beats Biddeford in the final.
I could see that.
So I'll take Sopo, and you take Biddeford.
A Sopo Biddeford game in a semi,
and
that would be a great
then Sanford will win it, and we both look stupid.
Yeah, and then we'll hear about it for sure. I'll hear about it. You won't hear about it. I'll get it in person on when's Sanford's quarterfinal? Is that Monday?
A South quarters are all Tuesday.
Tuesday, so I'll hear about it on Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Girls A North.
Okay.
Mount Ararat, I'm thinking, is probably the favorite here. Mount Ararat.
Check this out.
They are the biggest favorite. 57.6%. Hamden at 13.7%. Camden Hills at 16.9%. Edward Little at 7.5%. Bangor at 3.2%. Brunswick, Lewiston, and Skowhegan are all under 1%. I've seen Mount Ararat. They are very good. They are very deep. Juliana Allen is a monster. The Jensen sisters are really good. They're just a very deserving 1 seed.
I saw Edward Little.
And I should say they sent me a T-shirt. So they got a T-shirt bump. You know who has not sent me a T-shirt is Camden Hills, which, I've been to like 4 of their games. I'm just saying.
Might have something to do with the sweatshirt you're wearing.
It might have something to do with the sweatshirt I'm wearing. It might. Yeah, there's that.
So obviously I've seen Hamden. I have not seen Camden Hills. I saw Edward Little down at Augusta. They were impressive.
I haven't seen Edward Little.
Bangor's kind of sitting there. That Bangor EL game should be pretty good. Bangor's playing better with Clark back.
What did Clark miss?
Maybe 2 weeks. It was started with the Old Town game, which was first on January 10th-ish.
Old Town, Hamden, Mount Ararat, those 3 losses in a row?
I believe so.
I would do it.
Yep. And then kind of the get-right game. They lost to Hamden by 1 on Thursday. Low-scoring game. Hamden's struggling to score the basketball, which I think is really going to hurt them in that third matchup with Camden Hills. Camden won the first 2. I think Camden
Did LeBrie
Hills...
play in both of those?
Maybe LeBrie did not play...
She didn't play. She was out for a little bit, right? But not.
I wonder if she played in the second Camden game at home. Either way, I don't think Hamden wins that game. Hamden did a good job when I saw them towards the beginning of January. They shot the ball really well, and that's kind of faltered as of late. Only 34 points in the win over Bangor. Only scored 37 at Mount Ararat. Only 40 in a win over Skowhegan. 30 points against Camden Hills, 35 against Edward Little. So if they could shoot well, like they did at Old Town, at Lawrence, the MDI wins a good win, and they kind of just smoked Ellsworth. If they can get back to that, go a little more inside out, LeBrie always gets a touch. Okay.
Right.
And they're not taking a 3 unless it's pretty much a post touch. So it's old school. I love Nick Winchester. That's a fun team to watch. And if they can get right, and score, they'll have a better game against Camden Hills in the semifinal. I just don't. I think Camden Hills poses the most problems of all the teams in that bracket.
Yeah.
I think I read that they are first in defensive or points allowed within A North or in the KVAC.
They are. That would probably be in the KVAC. They are 4th in A North in scoring defense at 36 points a game.
Yeah.
They are 2nd in scoring offense.
I'm gonna go with Camden Hills. Yeah. So. Right. I like EL though.
Yeah.
But I'll go with Chills.
Hamden's got the 4th hardest schedule. I might go Edward Little. For some reason I don't trust Hamden. I don't know why. Maybe because I just heard you talk about how they can't do things.
I mean, they've just struggled to score, and I read the article. The Bangor Daily had their preview, and it must have been where I read it, but Nick was specific. It's like we haven't been offensively, we just haven't been getting the job done recently. So Hamden's match, who's their quarter? Lewiston.
Worries me about Edward Little is 3 losses at the end of the year in a row.
Oh, I didn't see that. Wait, who did they play?
What happened there?
Okay,
they
Brunswick.
They lost at Brunswick, at Bangor, and Mount Ararat.
Yeah, I think what cautions me about EL is also the quarterfinal matchup with Bangor.
Mm-hmm. Did they play? Yeah, they lost to Bangor by 1.
Yeah.
At Bangor.
So Bangor's won 5 of their last 6.
Yeah.
If Camden Hills makes a final, that's 6 points. That's 5. Do I take the risk for 6 or do I take 5?
Did Bangor play Mount Ararat this year?
Yeah, they all played each other. I'm gonna go with Camden. Mostly because I think I like Bangor in that quarterfinal against EL.
I think I'm going to take EL because I'm going to go with the hunch that something weird was happening there for 3 games, and they have some time to get right, and they only lost at Bangor by 1. So I think they can maybe turn that around, maybe whatever was happening there. I'm just going on faith because the rest of the resume is pretty good. And yeah, and I don't want to take Camden because you took Camden. And then Edward, yeah. I think Camden would beat Hamden. That'd be more points. So if Edward Little, I think Edward Little can win that quarterfinal, so that'd be worth 4 points to me. And I don't think Hamden would beat Camden in a semifinal. So a Hamden win would be worth 2 points. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna go with Edward Little. All right. On to boys. How deep are we into this? Do you have a hard out or?
Like 2.
Okay.
Let's record it because we're gonna split this up, right? Inevitably.
Sure. Let's split it up.
We're an hour and a half in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is where we split it up. Come back tomorrow for part 2, boys.
Which will release what? Tuesday.
The next day. We got Monday and Tuesday. Okay, that's the show. Jay Baines, thanks again. Tomorrow we'll do part 2 with the boys. And, well, you saw how we sort of screwed up, breaking it up into different parts. Anyway, this has been a production of MaineBasketballRankings.com, your source for the most comprehensive coverage of Maine high school basketball from Ashland to York and everywhere in between. This podcast is available wherever you listen to podcasts and a bunch of places you don't. If you enjoy this, please leave a nice review because it really does help out with algorithms. Tell your friends, tell your enemies. Thanks for watching.